All right, so we learned some different techniques to use to give our background some visual interest. And what I'm going to do now is prepare my piece of paper and kind of think about what I'm going to use for my background. So I have this reference image here, and I have made the transfer happen on my piece of paper. And you can see that I've gone to the bin and I have gotten a board, or if you kept your board from your still life painting. And I am going to tape my paper on all four sides. So I have this one side left to paint tape. So I'm going to tape all four sides of my paper before I begin my background. Also, before I begin my background, I am going to go ahead and make sure that my name is on the tape, just so I can know that this one is my portrait in the drying rack. Now you can see that I'm going to be using the Cool Red for this portrait. And the Cool Red, when we add in the black, turns a little purpley. Now, she has all this great dark curly hair, and so I know I'm going to have to add the black in to get this nice, deep, rich color for her curly hair. And so I need to be thinking ahead to my background, and my background is going to need to probably be more of the color that doesn't have any of the black mixed in, because I want there to be contrast from the portrait to my background. So I'm kind of thinking ahead to how I want to kind of have contrast happen. I also am looking at those 4 texture techniques that we learned before I paint my background. So we learned how to do a graded wash, which means part of the wash is darker, part of the wash is lighter. We learned how to make a 2-color or 2-toned graded wash. So maybe part of my painting would be more the pink, and then I could gradually have it get darker with the black down here at the bottom, and that would work well for her, because the top here would be that more pink color. If I imagine doing it this other way around, right? The top would be more pinky, and then her nice dark hair would contrast, and then the bottom would be darker, and I would have good contrast from her coat. I could also think about doing a wet into wet mix, or I can combine any of these with some paper towel lift. So my job now is to go ahead and paint the background of this image using one of those texture techniques, so that my painting doesn't just have a plain painted background. So your next job is obviously to do the same thing. Plan which of the texture techniques you think is going to work best with your portrait, and which version of the color is going to work best with your portrait to make a finished portrait painting. And you're going to go ahead and paint the background of your portrait painting using your chosen texture technique or combination of different texture techniques. And that is the first step for us today with the portrait painting.